Let me start by telling you this. You are not here by accident. You are here because there is greatness inside you, waiting, pushing, fighting to break free. The dreams you have, what? The visions that keep you awake at night, those are not random. They are the blueprint of the life you were created to live. But here's the truth, what? That blueprint will stay a fantasy unless you decide right now that you will do whatever it takes to build it into reality. You are not here by accident. The very fact that you are breathing, thinking, what? And listening right now means there is purpose attached to your life. You didn't just appear on this earth by some random twist of fate. You were created intentionally, designed uniquely, what? And placed in this exact moment for a reason. Every detail about you, your voice, your personality, your strengths, even your struggles, was woven together with precision. That means nothing about you is wasted. What? You were meant to be here in this time carrying the potential that you carry. There's a calling on your life that no one else can fulfill. No one else has your exact combination of experiences, lessons, and gifts. What? You have been equipped with something the world needs, and until you step into it fully, there will always be a piece missing in the puzzle of humanity. That's why you cannot take your life lightly. What? There is a mission for you, something bigger than comfort, bigger than fear, and bigger than the limitations you've convinced yourself to believe. What? The proof that you are not here by accident is found in the obstacles you've overcome. Think back to the moments you didn't think you'd make it through. Yet here you are, scarred, maybe, but stronger. What? Every battle you fought has forged something inside you. Those struggles were not random punishments. They were assignments designed to develop your resilience, to sharpen your vision. What? And to prepare you for the very thing you are meant to accomplish. Look at the desires that won't go away. Those deep dreams that have lived in you for years. Where do you think they came from? What? They are not random wishes. They are seeds of destiny planted in your heart. And those seeds have been watered by every experience you've lived through, every lesson you've learned. What? Every failure that has pushed you to try again. They have been growing quietly in the soil of your soul, waiting for the day you decide to act on them. What? You've probably noticed that not everyone around you shares the same vision or feels the same calling. That's because your path is yours alone. What? You are not here to mimic someone else's journey or to fit into the mold of what others expect. You are here to follow the path that was carved out for you before you even knew it existed. What? And when you try to compare your journey to someone else's, you dishonor the uniqueness of your own design. Even the people you've met, the relationships you've formed, what? And the opportunities you've encountered, they are all part of a larger tapestry. Some were placed in your life to teach you, some to challenge you, and others to open doors you didn't even know existed. What? There are no wasted connections. There are no coincidences. Every moment, every interaction has been shaping you into the person you to become for the next chapter of your life. Sometimes, it's easy to forget this truth when you're in a season of waiting. You might feel stuck, overlooked, or insignificant. But the reality is that even in the waiting, there is preparation happening. What? Just like a seed in the ground doesn't look like it's growing, yet beneath the surface, roots are forming and strength is being built. Your current position might not reflect your ultimate destination. About what? But it is part of the process you must go through to get there. Think about the odds you've already defied. Out of billions of people, you are here alive and capable of choosing how you will shape your future. What? The chances of your very existence are so small that it's mathematically miraculous. That alone should tell you that your life is not meaningless. You are a once-in-history event. What? And what you carry inside you will never exist in this exact way again. That is why your time, your energy, and your decisions matter. The world is waiting for what only you can give. What? There are people you haven't met yet whose lives will be impacted by your courage to show up, speak up, and act on your calling. You might think your role is small, but to someone else, it could be life-changing. What? That's the beauty of purpose. It often works in ways we can't predict, rippling outward from the smallest of actions to make an impact beyond what we can see. And every time you doubt yourself, what? Remember that you were chosen for this exact moment. Out of all the places and times you could have been placed in history, you were positioned here. Now, what? With everything you need to begin the journey toward fulfilling your assignment. What? The question is not whether you are ready. The question is whether you are willing to recognize that your presence in this world is no accident. Your past is preparation, not a prison. Every single event, what? Whether it brought you joy or pain, has been shaping you into the person you are today. The mistakes you've made, the failures you've endured, what? And the disappointments you faced were not meant to hold you captive. They were meant to equip you. Life is a relentless teacher, what? And the lessons you've learned along the way are the very tools you'll need to build the future you desire. When you begin to see your past through the lens of preparation, what? You stop resenting it and start drawing strength from it. The moments that broke you also built you. They taught you resilience, patience, what? And wisdom, qualities you may not have developed if everything had gone smoothly. The times you thought you had lost were actually the times you were gaining skills, insights, what? An inner toughness that can't be learned from success alone. It is in the hard seasons that character is forged, and it is character that sustains success when it comes. Your past is filled with clues about your purpose. Think about the challenges you've overcome and the environments you've navigated. They have given you a perspective that others don't have. What? They have trained your eyes to see opportunities where others see obstacles, and they have given you compassion for people who are going through what you've already survived. These aren't chains that bind you. What? They are resources you can draw from. The people you've met, even those who hurt you, have played a role in your preparation. Some taught you who you want to be, and others taught you who you refuse to become. What? Both lessons are valuable. Every betrayal, every rejection, and every closed door has shaped your discernment, making you wiser in the choices you'll make moving forward. Without those experiences, what? You might not recognize the right opportunities when they appear. Even your failures are assets. They taught you the importance of persistence, the necessity of strategy, and the power of humility. What? Failure forces you to reevaluate, to adapt, and to grow in ways success never will. When you carry the mindset that your past is preparation, every failure becomes a stepping stone instead of a stumbling block. What? You begin to see that nothing you've gone through was wasted. There were seasons when you felt stuck, but in reality, you were being refined. Just like a sword is shaped by fire, what? Your most trying moments were shaping your ability to cut through the challenges ahead. The patience you learned while waiting, the endurance you developed while pushing through, what? And the faith you built while not seeing results. All of these are part of your preparation. Sometimes it's only in hindsight that you understand why you went through certain experiences. At the time, what? The pain felt unbearable and the path seemed pointless. But now you can look back and see how that job, you didn't get pushed you toward the one that was meant for you, what? Or how that relationship ending freed you for something healthier. Preparation often feels like loss in the moment, but it is actually alignment for what's ahead. What? The scars you carry are proof that you've survived battles others might not have endured. They are marks of experience, not evidence of weakness. Your scars tell a story of endurance about what? Of someone who faced difficulty and kept moving. And those stories become a source of inspiration to others, even when you don't realize it. When you shift your perspective from prison to preparation, you stop asking, why did this happen to me? And start asking, what is this teaching me? That shift alone changes the way you show up in life. What? You no longer feel like a victim of your circumstances, but a student of your destiny. Each lesson you've learned becomes a piece of the foundation you're building your future on. What once felt like dead ends were really detours guiding you to the right path. The timing, the challenges, the setbacks, they were all part of a carefully crafted process. What? And while you may not have chosen every experience you've had, every single one has been preparing you for the opportunities and responsibilities that are waiting for you. Action is the bridge to achievement. Dreams, visions and goals remain nothing more than ideas until you move toward them with consistent, intentional steps. You can have the most detailed plan in the world, the clearest vision of your future, and the strongest desire to make it happen, but without action, all of that remains locked inside your mind. Action is what takes what you imagine and turns it into something you can touch, see, and experience in real life. The distance between where you are right now and where you want to be is not measured in time, it is measured in action. Some people wait years for the right moment, but time itself doesn't create change, movement does. Every time you take action, no matter how small, you shorten the gap between your current reality and your desired destination. Each step forward builds momentum, and momentum makes the next step easier than the last. Action also builds confidence. Many people believe they have to feel confident before they act, but the truth is, confidence is often the result of action, not the prerequisite for it. When you take that first step, even when you're unsure, even when you're scared, you prove to yourself that you are capable. With every action you take, you strengthen your belief in your ability to figure things out along the way. Clarity often comes through action, not before it. You can spend weeks, months, or even years trying to figure out the perfect strategy, but real direction comes when you start moving. It's like steering a car. You can only make adjustments when the vehicle is in motion. Action reveals what works and what doesn't. And it allows you to refine your approach based on real experience instead of endless speculation. Without action, even the greatest opportunities pass you by. Life does not wait for indecision. The people who succeed are not always the smartest or the most talented. They are the ones who take decisive action when an opportunity appears. They are willing to move before everything feels certain. They understand that hesitation can cost them more than making a mistake, because mistakes can be corrected, but missed chances may never come again. Action also attracts resources and support. When people see you moving toward your goals, they are more likely to help, invest, or open doors for you. Movement signals seriousness. It communicates that you are committed, not just talking about what you want to do. As you keep taking steps, you'll find that opportunities begin to meet you halfway, but they rarely show up for those who stay still. Taking action trains you to push through resistance. At first, your mind will try to talk you out of it, offering excuses and fears. But once you start, you begin to realize that most of the obstacles you imagined were never as big as they seem. You become more comfortable with discomfort, more willing to face challenges, and more capable of handling the unknown. Every significant achievement in history began with action. A phone call made, a conversation started, a decision executed, a risk taken. Great achievements are not the result of one massive leap, but of countless small actions that accumulate over time. When you commit to daily action, you create a chain of progress that becomes almost impossible to stop. Action also separates dreamers from doers. Many people will talk about what they want, visualize it, and even write it down, but only a fraction will take consistent steps toward it. The difference between those who achieve and those who don't is not usually talent or luck. It's a willingness to move despite uncertainty, discomfort, and fear. The bridge is built as you walk across it. Every step you take lays another plank beneath your feet. At first, it may feel like you're walking towards something far away, but the more you move, the closer it gets. And eventually, you find yourself standing on the other side, holding in your hands what you once only held in your mind, all because you dared to take action. Your beliefs set your limits. The way you see yourself and the world around you determines how far you are willing to go and what you think is possible for your life. If you believe something can't be done, you won't take the steps to try. If you believe something is within your reach, you will find a way to make it happen. Your beliefs act like an invisible fence around your potential. either keeping you confined or giving you the freedom to explore limitless possibilities. Everything you achieve or fail to achieve begins first in your mind. Before you take action, you run it through the filter of your beliefs. If that filter says, I'm not smart enough, or I don't deserve success, or people like me never get ahead, then your actions will reflect those limitations. But if your belief system says, I am capable, or I can learn whatever I need to know, or I deserve a better life, then your actions will begin to match that mindset and doors will start to open. Your beliefs are often shaped by the voices you've listened to in the past, the people who told you what you could or couldn't do, the environments you grew up in, and the experiences that either built your confidence or tore it down. If you were told repeatedly that something was impossible, you may have carried that into adulthood without ever questioning it. The danger is that you might mistake those inherited beliefs for absolute truth when they are really just someone else's limitations projected onto you. The most powerful changes in life happen when you begin to challenge your limiting beliefs. When you catch yourself saying, I can't do that, and you ask, why not? You start to realize how many of your limitations are self-imposed. Breaking free from them requires courage because it often means stepping into situations that make you uncomfortable, taking risks, and proving to yourself that you were capable all along. Beliefs act like a thermostat for your life. Even if you achieve more than you thought you could, if your beliefs are set low, you'll eventually sabotage yourself to match that internal setting. This is why some people can experience success temporarily but lose it quickly. Their beliefs never rose to match their new reality. To sustain growth, you have to expand the beliefs that guide your actions so that your life can rise to meet them. Your beliefs also influence how you interpret challenges. Someone who believes that obstacles are proof they're not good enough will quit at the first sign of trouble. But someone who believes challenges are opportunities to grow will push through them with determination. Two people can face the same setback, but the one with empowering beliefs will see a path forward while the other only sees a dead end. When your beliefs are strong, they give you the ability to act even when you're unsure of the outcome. Faith in yourself and in the process allows you to take steps into the unknown, trusting that you can handle whatever comes. Without that belief, fear will paralyze you and opportunities will pass you by simply because you didn't give yourself permission to try. Beliefs are not fixed, they can be rewritten. Just as a muscle grows when it is challenged, your beliefs expand when you push them beyond their current limits. Every time you do something you once thought was impossible, you raise the ceiling on your potential. Over time, the impossible becomes possible, and the possible becomes inevitable. If you want to change your results, you have to start by changing your beliefs. You cannot outperform the way you see yourself for long. Your actions will always align with your dominant thoughts and convictions. When you feed your mind with empowering ideas, surround yourself with people who believe in possibility, and take small steps toward bigger goals, your belief system begins to transform. And with it, your life. What you believe about yourself shapes the risks you're willing to take, the relationships you choose to pursue, the opportunities you decide to accept, and the challenges you're willing to face. Those beliefs are the boundaries of your reality. If you expand them, you expand your life. If you leave them small, you keep your life small. Life rewards workers, not wishers. Wishing is easy. It requires no effort, no sacrifice, and no commitment. Anyone can sit back and imagine a better life. Dream about success and picture themselves in a different reality. But wishing alone doesn't change anything. It is the work you are willing to put in day after day, that transforms those wishes into results you can see, touch, and experience. Life does not hand out rewards for good intentions. It rewards consistent effort backed by action. There are countless people with dreams as big as yours, maybe even bigger, but the difference between those who achieve them and those who don't is the willingness to do what it takes when the excitement fades. Work requires discipline. showing up when you don't feel like it, doing the hard things that others avoid, and pushing past the point where most people quit. While wishers wait for the right moment, what? Workers create it. Wishing keeps you in your imagination. Working brings you into reality. When you put in the effort, you learn, you grow, and you move forward, even if progress feels slow. What? Each small step you take is a deposit into the account of your future success. Over time, those deposits add up to something substantial. You don't always see the results immediately. What? But every action compounds until one day the breakthrough comes and it looks like overnight success to everyone else. But you know it was years of work. Work is also the greatest teacher. What? When you are actively pursuing your goals, you gain experience that wishers never will. You learn from mistakes, discover new strategies, and develop skills that can't be acquired by just thinking about what you want. What? The process of working toward your vision transforms you into the kind of person capable of handling the success you're after. Without that transformation, even if your wish were granted, what? You wouldn't have the capacity to sustain it. The truth is, life tests your seriousness through your actions. When you put in the work, you send a message that you are committed. What? And that commitment attracts opportunities, resources, and people who can help you move forward. But if all you do is talk about what you want, life takes it as idle chatter and moves on. Work is the proof of belief. What? It is the physical evidence that you are serious about what you say you want. Workers also develop resilience that wishers never experience. When you're in the game, facing challenges and pushing through, what? You build mental toughness. You learn to navigate setbacks without giving up. This resilience becomes one of your greatest assets because it keeps you going long after others have quit. Wishers, on the other hand, what? Often crumble at the first sign of difficulty because they never develop the endurance that comes from consistent effort. Work creates momentum. The more you do, the more you want to do. And the more capable you feel, what? Each completed task builds confidence, and that confidence fuels even greater action. Wishers, however, stay stuck in the same place because thinking alone doesn't generate momentum. Only doing does. What? Momentum is what carries you through the days when motivation is low, keeping you moving until you see the results of your persistence. Life has a way of rewarding those who invest themselves fully in their goals. What? When you put in the effort, even in ways that feel unseen, you set into motion a chain of events that will eventually lead to visible results. What? Opportunities come to workers because they are prepared to take advantage of them when they arrive. What? Wishers often miss opportunities because they are not in position. They haven't done the groundwork that makes it possible to seize them. Workers also inspire others. What? Your example becomes proof that it's possible to turn a vision into reality through dedication and effort. People notice when someone shows up day after day, committed to their craft, their mission, or their dream. What? That consistency earns respect and can open unexpected doors, not because of luck, but because of the credibility that work creates. Every dream has a price tag, and the currency is your effort. What? You cannot pay for success with wishes, hopes, or fantasies. You must pay for it with time, energy, and commitment. Life is not in the business of handing out rewards to those who merely want. What? It gives them to those who are willing to do the work required to earn them. The right time is now. Too many people delay their dreams, waiting for a moment that feels perfect, for circumstances to align, what? Or for the fear to disappear. But the truth is, perfect timing is an illusion. There will always be reasons to wait, more money to save, more skills to learn, more confidence to build. But if you keep postponing, what? You'll find that years have passed, and the dream you once felt burning in your heart has grown cold. The right time isn't some magical date in the future. It is the moment you decide to act. What? Every day you wait is a day you can't get back. Time is a currency that cannot be refunded, and the longer you hesitate, the more you lose. The opportunities you have right now may not be available later. What? The people who can help you today may be gone tomorrow. The momentum you could build by starting now will vanish if you keep stalling. What? Delay doesn't protect you from risk. It only guarantees that you stay in the same place. Starting doesn't mean you have everything figured out. It means you're willing to begin with what you have, where you are, and trust yourself to figure out the rest along the way. Waiting to start until you feel ready is a trap, because readiness is not a feeling, it's a decision. Most breakthroughs don't happen because someone had the perfect plan. They happen because someone had the courage to take the first step without it. The idea of a right time is often just fear disguised as wisdom. It's fear telling you to delay so you don't have to face the discomfort of action. But discomfort is where growth happens. Every major achievement in life comes from someone stepping forward before the path was fully clear. Action creates clarity, and clarity creates confidence, not the other way around. When you act now, you create momentum that pulls you forward. One step leads to another, and each step builds on the one before it. Momentum makes the work easier because progress fuels motivation. The longer you wait, the harder it becomes to start, because an activity builds inertia, and inertia is one of the greatest enemies of progress. Opportunities are like seasons. They come and go. If you don't plant in the season you're given, you can't expect to harvest later. Many people miss life changing opportunities because they told themselves they would act next year or after things settled down, only to discover that the season has passed. The conditions you have now, even if they're not perfect, might be exactly the conditions that will make your success possible. Starting now forces you to learn through action. You can spend years reading, researching, and preparing but there are some lessons you can only learn by doing. Experience is the greatest teacher, and it is only available to those who step into the arena. The sooner you begin, the sooner you gain the insight, skills, and resilience that will carry you forward. Acting now also sends a message to yourself and to the world that you are serious. It tells your mind that your goals matter enough to be acted on immediately. It tells others that you're not just talking about what you want, you're willing to move toward it. That commitment often attracts resources, connections, and opportunities you wouldn't have seen if you had stayed still. The longer you wait, the more you convince yourself that you can't do it. Delay gives doubt time to grow stronger. The mind starts to fill with what ifs and worst case scenarios, making the leap feel bigger than it really is. Action, on the other hand, shrinks fear because it replaces uncertainty with evidence that you are capable of moving forward. There will never be a perfect moment when you feel completely ready, the conditions are flawless, and the path is fully clear. The perfect moment is the one you choose to take the first step. Every great success story begins with someone deciding that later was too far away, and that now was the only time that mattered.